No matter the nature of your organization, good leadership generally causes growth, and growth causes a need for more leaders. Our goal is not only to help you develop a leadership pipeline, but also to help you create and maintain a leadership multiplication culture. Today, we'll discuss a non-negotiable part of developing a leadership culture. Our topic is important because developing a leadership pipeline or a leadership multiplication culture implies that we are developing and multiplying human beings, real people. Ultimately, the solution to your leadership shortage is not just a better leadership process or updated leadership material. Solving the leadership shortage demands more people who think, act, and multiply like leaders. So how do we find and develop and empower more people to lead? In over 35 years of doing ministry with a focus on leadership development, I have found that there is at least one foundational key that is absolutely essential if we're going to connect with people in order to help develop and empower them to lead. This one foundational key is an overused and often misunderstood word, yet it is the real motive for why we want to develop a person's leadership potential. If we run a leadership program or build a leadership pipeline but ignore this concept, we are completely missing the point. Here's that foundational word, the ultimate motive. Okay, you ready for this? Here it is. Love. Yeah, love is the key to working with people in any context, especially in a leadership development context. If I actually care about an individual human, then I have a much better chance of helping that person become the leader God called them to be. Not just the leader my organization needs, not just the leader that is going to solve a shortage, but the leader God called that person to be. Love transforms leadership development from something that can end up being utilitarian or self-serving into something that is compassionate and sacrificial and God-honoring. In talking about love, the starting point is God, who is love. In Psalm 103, David mentions God's steadfast love 4 times. Psalm 103 verse 4 says, God crowns us with steadfast love. Now, a crown is for royalty and is typically made of precious metals like gold or silver or priceless jewels like diamonds and rubies, whatever the person making the crown sees as the most valuable material. The crown that God gives us is made of His most precious metal, His steadfast love. Steadfast is a word we don't use anymore in English, but it simply means firm or unwavering. That's how David described God's love. Now, David had his seasons of ups and downs and times when he sacrificially obeyed God and times when he rebelled and ran away from God. Yet David testifies that God's love remains steadfast, firm, and unwavering no matter the circumstances. Verse 8 tells us the Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love. God not only makes a crown of steadfast love, He is abounding in steadfast love. Abounding means abundance, plenty, more than enough. No matter what you're facing, God's love is abounding. It's more than enough. It's not just barely enough. Verse 11 says, for as high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is His, here it is, steadfast love toward us. God's love is great, and the best part is, it's toward people. It's toward us. He's directed His love to people like David, who was less than perfect. People like me, people like you, people like those people we're working with to become better leaders. And finally, verse 17 says, the steadfast love of the Lord is everlasting on those who fear Him, and His righteousness to children's children. This children's children phrase speaks of the multi-generational impact of God's steadfast love. His love is like a crown. It's abounding. It's toward us, and it's multi-generational. If you want to solve your leadership shortage, remember, God loves you and your future leaders with a love that is steadfast, unwavering, abundant, and eternal. And that love is supposed to be multi-generational. The more you understand God's love And the more you extend it to the others around you, the more leaders you will have in your organization.